Hello, and thank you for exploring Lakehead International's videos. My name is Jordan, and I am the International New and Social Media Officer. I'm also the host of the Lakehead International Live series, a fun and informative way for you to connect with current international students, professors, and ask questions about admissions and everything Lakehead. You are about to watch a recording from one of our previous live sessions. If any questions arise throughout the video, please do not hesitate to comment below. If you would like to check out some of our upcoming live sessions, please head over to our website at lakeheadu.ca/international-live. Let's begin. I'm going to dive right into the Lakehead-Georgian advantage, and I'm actually going to pass it over to Christine, who's going to do a brief introduction to Georgian College here in Canada, and then I will follow up with a brief introduction for Lakehead University. So Christine, thanks.
Thanks, Jordan. Georgian College has 7 campuses all over Ontario, and it's home to around 13,000 students. Georgian College offers over 130 full-time programs, all of which emphasize practical and hands-on learning. The Lakehead-Georgian partnership programs are all offered at the Barrie campus, the largest of the 7 Georgian College campuses. The Barrie campus is a community within a community, and it's a safe and welcoming environment to study with access to all of the amenities that one might need. Georgian College is Ontario's #1 co-op college, and 90.2% of Georgian graduates find work within 6 months. Not noted here, but I think it's important, is that we are Canada's only Ashoka Changemaker College, which means that our students are committed to making a change and making the world a better place. I'll toss it back over to Jordan.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Christine. So I'm going to chat a bit about Lakehead University. Of course, Lakehead University is a public university within Canada, more specifically within the province of Ontario. Similar to Georgian, we also have multiple campuses. So we have one here in Thunder Bay, where I'm actually located right now. And then we have a campus in Orillia, which is located about 20 minutes north of Barrie. So our 2 campuses between Orillia and Barrie are located similarly close. And between Thunder Bay's and Orillia campuses for Lakehead University, we actually have 8,500 students studying with us. We have over 85 academic programs, and delivering those programs, delivering the support services, keeping our university running is amazing 2,000 faculty and staff. And so we are very proud of some of our rankings and achievements, which include the fact that we are the #2 research university in Canada for undergraduate research. We were actually #1 for 5 consecutive years, the only university in Canada received that recognition for 5 consecutive years. And we're also proud between our partnership programs, we have over $11 million in scholarships, bursaries, and awards available for our students to access. And so with that being said, we're going to dive into our undergraduate programs here. So on your screen, you actually see the 4 that we've listed. Of course, we've already done introductions with our amazing faculty and staff. We have applied life sciences, computer science, electrical engineering, and environmental sustainability. So essentially, you might be wondering, what is the Lakehead-Georgian partnership? Why would I choose that? And the simple answer is, it's the best of both worlds. You will receive a diploma from Georgian College and a degree from Lakehead University in the same 4 years that you may have received just one of those at one of our other institutions here in Canada. And so with that being said, we're actually going to dive right into some of our program highlights, and I'll kick it off with applied life sciences, and I'm going to pass over to Sean and David.
Good morning. Thank you, Jordan. So my role here is to introduce you a little bit to the Applied Life Sciences Degree Biotechnology Health Diploma Program. And as Jordan said, this is a 4-year program in which you can earn a diploma and a degree, and it really is truly the best of both worlds. The Georgian side of the program offers a lot of hands-on learning. I think every one of the courses we deliver in the program has a lab, and most of the Lakehead courses that are delivered as part of the program also have a lab. It's a wonderful opportunity to get your hands wet and to learn a bit about how laboratory work is done, and to really get into the nitty-gritty, the fine details from larger systems and more of a physiology-based course right down to molecular biology. And this is a really, really exciting program, as you get to see a little bit of everything from the biological world. Can you go to the next slide, please, Jordan? So as I said, it's a 2-year biotechnology health program, diploma from Georgian College. And you'll do all of these courses during the first 2 years of the program, in addition to doing a number of courses from the Lakehead side. And you'll also, at the end of the 4 years, you receive a Bachelor of Science degree in Applied Life Sciences with a specialization in biomedical techniques from Lakehead. So again, over the course of this 4-year process, this 4-year program, you do get both a diploma and a degree. Could you please go to the next slide, Jordan? So thank you. Years 1 and 2 are at Georgian College in Barrie, and this includes a lot of the basic sciences. So you do 2 chemistry courses, you'll do 2 calculus courses, you'll do 2 physics courses, and you'll do 2 sort of introductory biology courses. And you'll then continue on into some molecular biology courses done through the Georgian side, a couple of physiology courses. It's really kind of all across the board in terms of what you can learn about. Now, the first 2 years tend to be very prescriptive because it is both a diploma and a degree. So you don't really have many electives that you can take in year 1 and year 2. However, with the very broad set of skills you learn both in the theoretical background of the sciences and with laboratory skills, you'll have lots of flexibility in terms of what you can choose to do in years 3 and year 4. And I think that's what I love about the program, is that it does offer so many different pathways that you can take. So if you decide your interest is more in plant biology, you can do more plant biology. If your interest is more molecular biology, you can do more molecular biology. If your interest is more physiology and pharmacology, you can do more physiology and pharmacology. So it's a lot of different options and a lot of different directions that you can go. And you can really, to use the expression, you can kind of choose your own adventure and decide what the right pathway is for you. Can you go to the next slide, please?
Of course.
In first year, this is sort of what you can expect to see. In the fall semester and the winter semester, we're introducing 2 new courses. In the fall, a new course is Introduction to Cell and Molecular Biology. And this is sort of a course that can kind of get you started on the small side of things, sort of learning about how cells work and about how the chemistry of cells is important for survival and for carrying out cellular processes. You'll also take a statistics course, and statistics is an essential way of understanding sort of the meaningfulness of what you discover in your courses and how sciences work, essentially, how we decide whether or not things are different or the same. You learn, have an introductory chemistry course, an introductory calculus course, and an introductory physiology course. The chemistry and the physiology both have labs associated with them, as does the intro to cell molecular biology. And statistics and calculus are more delivered as a regular kind of theory course. You get lots of support from your faculty, which is another thing I love about this program. It just warms me to see how willing and how capable all the faculty are of providing good support to students so they can be successful in the program. Second semester is an introductory to ecology, evolution, and biodiversity, and this is another new course that's being introduced to the program. And then we have a second chemistry course, a second calculus course, a second physiology course, and then we introduce a Georgian course, biomedical laboratory, which is sort of an introduction to molecular biology and dealing with macromolecules. The last thing I'll say is that another thing I love about this program is that it's a very small program. We typically take in about 20 students, 15 to 20 students. And with this, you get to know your profs quite a bit, and you get to know your lab faculty, and you can have a really great experience getting to know your classmates really well too. Georgian has lots of supports, and Lakehead have lots of supports to help you work through the program. Really, all you have to do is just ask for support. And I think that might be my time.
Awesome. Well, before we move on, I also wanted to touch on and really emphasize the fact that you mentioned after your first 2 years and when you move into the Lakehead University structure, you're able to customize your degree pathway and really specialize in areas of your interest, which we're always excited about because we recognize that when students are passionate or excited about the topic they're studying, that's when they're most successful. And so I'm happy to hear that students in this program are able to have that flexibility in terms of what electives they might take. And I think that brings us into a great segue in terms of when you're ready to graduate out of the program, where you might move into the career field or a different pathway opportunity. So I'll pass it back to the faculty to build on this.
Great, thank you, Jordan. Yeah, absolutely. There's lots of opportunities in the biotech field and the sciences field. If you look around at jobs, particularly in Canada, most jobs require or prefer to have both a college diploma and a university degree. And this is really where the best of both worlds occurs. But if you're interested in going further on and doing graduate school, This degree program, diploma program, prepares you for graduate work and master's and PhD programs. It prepares you for professional schools if you're interested in becoming a veterinarian, a doctor, a pharmacist, a dentist, an optometrist. There's lots of different choices out there. And it prepares you for doing different government jobs with Health Canada, agriculture and agri-food, and of course there's industry jobs as well that can range from working for anything from cannabis companies to, we have some students that have worked their way into esthetician fields, different types of chemistry. So there's a lot of opportunity out there. And there's a lot of opportunity to kind of create the job that you want and find the job that you want that really suits not only your interests in science, but also your more personal interests that may sort of drive how you use what you learn in this program to really advance in something you love.
Of course. And with that being said, as you may consider in your final years or hopefully throughout your degree, you're considering where is your next stage? So are you going to move into the industry? Are you going to go into a professional school? You may want to start to get involved, and getting involved is really important because it will help add to your CV, but also build on some of your experiences. So taking that theoretical knowledge and actually applying it in a real life examples. So whether it's actually a in-community opportunity, and I'll let Sean build on these topics, and then we'll wrap it up for today for this program.
Thanks, Jordan. I think what the slide means most to me is that within this program, you're going to be doing a lot of lab work. You're going to be getting your hands dirty as you learn about different techniques and different applications within the Applied Life Sciences program. And one thing I could recommend to any student is to get involved with your program, get involved with your campus, get involved with the community. Universities and college is really a unique time in your life, and it's a great opportunity to really grow and develop as a person. And within the Lakehead framework, you can study abroad with a partner institution and take courses at a different place and apply them back to Lakehead, and really just get a wonderful experience. And I think I'll stop.
Awesome. Thanks, Sean. And last but not least, for any students or any viewers that are interested in learning more, connecting, maybe you have a really specialized question for our presenters today, we do have the contacts for our Lakehead-Georgian counterparts. So Lakehead University is David and Georgian College is Sean. Again, you can contact them, or if you're interested in connecting maybe on a more broad scale with Lakehead University or Lakehead-Georgian, you can connect with us at welcome@lakeheadu.ca. And with that being said, I will dive over to computer science, and I'll pass over to Ross to give us a similar overview of the computer science program.
Okay, thank you so much. I think Sean did an amazing job of articulating how a combination of a diploma and a degree is really the best of both worlds. And certainly on the computer science side, it's very similar. You're going to learn in the diploma side over 10 different programming languages. You're going to get a real hands-on experience. I like to analogize that programming is like a skilled trade, and really the more you practice, and you need to practice, the better you will get and really hone your skills. And that is really what helps give our graduates value in the marketplace, is the diverse tool sets and technologies that they're exposed to while they're studying with us. And on the degree side, you're also getting a strong foundation in mathematics, data structures, algorithms, the data science and computer science side. So that really helps complement the applied skills and the theoretical skills that are really in demand today. We have a strong entrepreneurship element in the program, and I'll talk a little about that in a second. And there's also, as was highlighted in the previous program, lots of opportunity for advanced study in a number of different areas. In computer science, that includes things like game programming and graphics, health informatics, artificial intelligence, big data and data science. So in years 3 and 4, there's a number of different options you can really pick to help choose your specialization in which area you wish to focus your studies on. I mean, really, computers and technology are everywhere. So our graduates find themselves in some of the large companies around the world, as well as some of the smaller, and even start up their own businesses. It's very common in technology that even if you're working full time for a large company, you may be doing service contracts on the side. So we feel that it's important to also give students those skill sets as well. There are 2 co-ops in the program, right in first and second year, right at the end of during the summer. And while you're on those work terms, you'll be working for either a company that we have a relationship with, or there's even an opportunity for you to start your own business. And we've had very good success from students in this program doing both sides. We had one student who actually went out and started his own business teaching basically children how to code. And he ran coding camps and workshops and things like that. And he's just recently graduated, and he's still doing that business, as well as still doing a number of other contracts. We have another student who was on their co-op, was working with our applied research department, who was actually engaged in an NSERC grant to help fund a way to make their manufacturing process smarter and more aware. So the client was a clean room company. And for those who don't know, a clean room is basically those spaces you see on television where there might be making a pharmaceutical drugs, like some of the stuff that Sean's working on. It could be where they're manufacturing chips and things like that. It could be indoor agriculture. And these clean rooms have to be hyper sterile environments with HEPA filters. And basically they were struggling with how do we do proper monitoring. So for pharmaceutical companies, you might be building a medication that's worth $20 million a batch. And unless you can show that the humidity and temperature and who went in and out of the room at which times, for compliance reports, that batch may actually have to be thrown out unless you have proper documentation. So one of the students in this program actually worked with a team of faculty and other students to help build a solution that would put sensors throughout the room and basically make their whole manufacturing process very computer aware. And then all their paper audit logs were essentially replaced with digital records that could then be validated and used by industry. So those are some of the exciting things that you can do. And really, again, this program isn't just about learning all the different technologies. It's about understanding how they can be applied, where they can be applied, and what the different strengths and weaknesses of the different technologies and what really is the best tool for the job. Okay, with that, I'll pass it back to you, Jordan.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ross. So something I wanted to note, and for our viewers, if you're not familiar with a cooperative education or a cooperative experience, here in Canada, it's actually mandated that they're paid experiences. And so you'll be actually earning money while you're gaining this experience in your related field. And so that's really important to note because, of course, it's always great to be earning money while building on your education and gaining credit for it. Something else to note here is essentially after you graduate from this program, where we've seen our graduates and where we also know computer science graduates typically go include an application developer or systems developer, client support analyst, computer programming or analyst, information developer. The one thing I always like to speak about in computer science is the fact that if you are looking to start this program, say, for example, in a year's time, and then you're going to be in the program for 4 years, there's a strong opportunity or chance here that your job, your future career doesn't even exist today, because computer science as a field continues to grow exponentially, and the career opportunities and the diversity, as Ross mentioned, is continuing to expand. And so I think that's really something important to note, is that there's a lot of flexibility here in being able to focus in or hone in on your passions. And also, to circle back to something Ross mentioned at the beginning, the fact that this program features a lot of the core computer science topics, that are up and coming, but also still relevant to the broader scheme of things. And so with that being said, thank you, Ross, for speaking on that. Next, we're going to dive into electrical engineering, and I'll pass over to Majid and Mohammed. Oh, sorry, Majid, it looks like you're on mute there.
Thank you, Jordan. I start and then I hand it over to Dr. Udine. Everyone, I just want to continue what Sean and Ross talked about the college program in Canada. In college program that I'm a faculty with Georgia, and there is a significant number of lab hours and hands-on skill, because students, they do a lot of hands-on work in order to learn and understand how to run these jobs in the market and industry. Now, the unique thing about this program is our students are doing the same theoretical background at the university level and the same practical hands-on experience in labs for the college site. So by combining these two together and the unique and state-of-the-art labs that we have at our Barrie campus, then students are going to be receiving a unique degree and program at the end of the program to join the workforce. We do have co-op in this program. Dr. Odin will talk about it. And also one more thing I want to mention is we received accreditation for our program this year. And I hand it over to Dr. Odin to talk about our courses. Thank you.
Well, good morning once again, everybody. Thank you, Majid, for the brief introduction. Majid has mentioned, actually, as we are advertising best of both worlds, whatever in a conventional university, you are getting the same education along with the more hands-on experience. So you are not losing anything. That is the uniqueness of this Lakehead-Georgian partnership program. For example, the programming of the PLC, controlling of the robotics, those are the extra hands-on experience from the college side. So you can get those besides all theoretical experience on the like power electronics, motor drives, digital communications, control courses, and many other courses like the microcomputer, microcontroller, those kind of courses. So that is the advantage of this program. And another thing, the co-op, it is not mandatory co-op. It is, as it was mentioned earlier, that it is a paid, like you will be doing the job at the same time, it is a required training. But the co-op is not mandatory, it is optional. After third year, it is a 16-month co-op. If you want to go, but you have to be qualified for the co-op. There is some requirement too, 70% average up to third year is required to go for co-op. If you wish to go, you can go. Otherwise, you can just finish your 4 years. And the program is a little bit different than the other programs because it is a straightforward 4-year program from Lakehead University, first year, second year, third year, fourth year. So all these, it is in Georgian College, Barrie campus. So you don't need to go Aurelia campus at all. So it will be in Barrie campus. More or less, that's all, unless you have any other questions. So thank you very much.
Awesome, thank you. I'll pose some questions, and I know that I have a few notes to add here. I understand that the specific course offerings focused on subfields such as digital and analog microelectronics, power electronics, communication systems, computer networks, power system, electrical machinery, just to name a few. And I know that this also helps equip graduates to future specialize in a wide range of career opportunities. Diving into those career opportunities, I'll speak to sort of our record of where we've seen career paths go traditionally and also the work settings you might see yourself in the future. But similar to any one of our programs, the career prospects are always evolving and the opportunities are ever changing too. So future careers include control and instrumentations engineer, electrical engineer, power generation and distribution engineer, telecommunications engineer. Those are just a few to name, but then if you're looking at the work settings or the different industries, you could be in aerospace industry, engineering firms, power generation, provincial or federal governments, the oil industry, the telecommunication and utilities corporations. So those are just a few ideas. Majid, Mohammed, do you have anything to add to that or anything?
Yeah, the most important thing I want to emphasize, Majid already mentioned actually, the most important thing for the engineering program is the accreditation. Without that, you cannot get your professional engineering license. Unfortunately, we got it for the maximum 3 years. For any new program, it is possible. We got the accreditation. So that is the most important thing to note actually, that you will be eligible for your professional engineering license after getting the degree from here once you meet all other requirements. Yeah.
Awesome. And Majid, did you have anything to add before we wrap up with electrical engineering?
No, that's it. And I'm glad you and Dr. Udin also mentioned about the wide range of job opportunities that are available for graduates of this program. The good thing is over these period of 4 years, there are so many wide range of labs that students, they are exposed to all this experience. And the good thing about the electrical program is technology changes so fast. And that's our goal, that we try to teach you basic skills that you would need. And then after graduation, you can adapt these skills to any kind of job opportunities in the market. As Dr. Udin said, robotics, communication systems, power systems, control, manufacturing, with absolutely no doubt any opportunity in the market. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for building on that and defining it further. Next, we'll jump over to environmental sustainability, and I'll open the floor to Samantha and Florin.
Thanks so much. I'll get us started. So I first want to talk about, the title of our program. The Environmental Sustainability Program is called an Honors Bachelor's of Arts and Science degree in Environmental Sustainability with a specialization in ecosystem management with the 2-year environmental technician diploma. So there's a lot rolled into one. So essentially what this means is in 4 years, students will earn an honors arts and science degree. And within that degree, focusing on environmental sustainability, and then you'll take 6 courses that lead to the specialization in ecosystem management. Okay, and combined in those 4 years, while you're doing that degree, you also earn the environmental technician diploma from Georgian College. And this is a 2-year diploma. You have to complete all 4 years of the combined program in order to earn the diploma, because there's learning that happens in all 4 years that goes towards the degree, and learning that happens in all 4 years that goes towards the diploma. The structure of the program, the first 2 years are on the Barrie Georgian College campus, and you'll take a mixture of Lakehead and Georgian courses. And then the last 2 years are at the Aurelia Lakehead campus, where again, that learning will still apply to the Georgian College diploma. It is a very structured program. We do a broad range of courses, and I'll get into those in a minute, but recognizing that it's very structured because we've got so much combined into 4 years with the arts and science degree and the specialization and the diploma, the courses are very much prescribed. We've got several key themes of types of courses that run through the program. Biology is a big component. Applied sciences, there's some chemistry and geology, and I'll talk a little bit more about specific courses. We do also a lot of focus on current environmental computer software. And then there's also always the environmental law and planning and management side in terms of the courses. So as you look through the program courses, which are available on the Lakehead-Georgian website, you'll see a lot of reference to those topics. Many of our courses include labs and hands-on components. So for chemistry, you're in the lab. The computer courses, you're actually doing all the work on the computer. That's part of what the courses is. And then we have a lot of fieldwork opportunities. So I'm going to talk about a couple of those, and I'm going to let Florin talk about a couple of the opportunities for fieldwork that come up in year 3 and 4. This program does not have a co-op component, but that being said, there's lots of opportunity within the local community as well as across Canada to find summer employment in the industry. Many employers post their summer employment opportunities in the environmental industry publicly, and whether you're a co-op student or just a student, like in our program, you're working on your degree, there is that opportunity to get summer experience. We have lots of dedicated faculty with industry and research experience relative to what they're teaching. So you're learning from those that have done what they're asking you to do, which is a great opportunity. The Georgian College portion of our curriculum is advised by our program advisory committee. So we have a group of industry members that tell us, what do students need to know when they graduate? What do they need to be able to do? And that is incorporated into the courses in the diploma program. Okay. One of the great things about taking the Lakehead-Georgian Environmental Sustainability Program is we have small classes. Typically, our classes are 15 to 20 students. There are some exceptions, and our students join the applied life science students in first year in a couple of courses. So you'll actually get to mingle with a couple of other programs as well. Within the program, most of the courses are delivered by Lakehead University, but there are 14 specifically delivered by Georgian College, and those tend to have an industry hands-on focus. Within
Awesome.
I've
Oh,
got,
sorry.
that's
Of
okay.
course, yeah. No, I just wanted to jump in and speak a little to the fact that you mentioned that our students in the environmental sustainability program actually get to work with students in other programs. And I really think it's important to note that interdisciplinary interactions is so important to students in their learning, because when they enter the career field, of course, you're never going to be working with just one person or one group of graduates. You will always be working with a diverse group of students and colleagues that come from backgrounds of many different areas. I know that I'm not going to jump the gun here and talk about career opportunities, but we'll dive into that before we wrap up. So I'll pass back to you, Samantha.
Okay, great. And I just wanted to give our listeners a sense of some of the courses they'll take in first and second year. So we have courses that focus on biology, plant and animal, tree identification with Canadian Forest Plant Species course. There's math components with statistics and technical mathematics. I've mentioned computer skills and software already. And then we have things like industry focused, workplace safety and employment readiness. So making sure that you're prepared to work in the industry. And then courses that focus in law, environmental law and policies. When we move into second year, we'll see a little bit more of an applied nature of the courses. We've got an ecology course, 2 chemistry courses, some industry, so water and wastewater treatment and waste landfill management courses. More focus on computer software in terms of GIS and AutoCAD, which are key tools that are used within the environmental industry. We get you out in the field, looking at soil properties and doing surveying, and then getting you to understand what the environmental industry involves in terms of environmental assessment and environmental thought and policy. I'm going to turn it over to Florin to be able to talk about upper years, and I know he's going to tell us all about some of the field school opportunities and research opportunities and that advancement of the applications and the core sciences that we learned in the first 2 years. So over to Florin.
Thank you very much, Samantha. This was a great presentation of our program, and I think that you did justice on a few key points, and the point of interdisciplinarity, the point of collaboration with other programs, the point of a very, very knit structure within the program between the college division and the university division. So I'm going to talk just briefly about the last 2 years of the program, which are going to be on the Aurelia campus of Lakehead University. After going through the well-rounded experience in the college, at the Georgian College, our students are going to engage in upper division courses, which are highly specialized and a variety of different fields. You know, some of the most important courses in this part of the degree are aquatic research planning and management, environmental inquiry and environmental conservation, geomorphology, GIS. So they're very, very important courses that really give you a very broad, as a student, gives you a very broad set of skills. However, the most important components of these 2 last years of the degree are the field component, which comes in the form of 2 field courses, where students actually get to experience environmental science in a most applied way possible. And at the end of the degree, there are 2 very important courses. They're called capstone courses, and they're really geared towards immersing the students in a research experience. So this is an opportunity for the students to conduct an original research on a theme of their choosing. Now, of course, working closely with their professors, students get an opportunity to really experience the research component, which will make them, of course, very confident in their skills that they've accumulated over 4 years. And I just want to end with perhaps a few ideas about career opportunities. I know that we're going to have an opportunity for questions as well. So I'm happy to respond to questions that are more specific. But just to give you a very broad overview of the type of careers that are available once you finish the Lakehead-Georgian Partnership Environmental Sustainability degree and diploma. There are very many opportunities in environmental consulting. This is a very, very important field now that offers a lot of career opportunities in diverse settings as a consultant for companies, large and small. Of course, a very important outlet for us is the government. Both federal and provincial governments are waiting for students with an environmental sustainability diploma and degree to come work for them as officers, scientists, researchers. Some of the most important employers for us are Environment and Climate Change Canada, which is our federal agency specializing in environment and climate change, and Parks Canada as well, where environmental conservation is dedicated in a variety of different positions. Of course, local governments have a lot of agencies now that are actually even called environmental sustainability agencies. So they are one of the most important employers as well. But I'm happy to delve into more opportunities as questions arise.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Samantha and Florin. That was a great overview of the environmental sustainability program. Before I wrap up, there's one more field that I wanted to mention, which I think is really unique, is real estate also and property development, as we continue to analyze and develop around us, essentially. The recognition from provincial guidelines and federal guidelines are, of course, always keeping in mind that environment and making sure that whatever we are doing, whether it's building new building, converting a land to a different type of land or a different type of space, we always have that environmental assessment at the back of our heads. And also to note on the fact that our provincial and federal government are major suppliers to our career field that also can be brought to an international scale. Similarly, governments around the world are hiring positions in this same field. And so whether you intend on maybe bringing this degree home to your home country and bringing your knowledge from Canada back and applying it within your own region would be amazing, of course. And so I'm always happy to hear that. So on that note, I'm going to do a quick student highlight for one of our students in a Lakehead-Georgian program. This is Sergio. He's a computer science student here at Lakehead-Georgian. And so when we got a chance to sit down with Sergio and chat with him about his experience thus far, the most important note we had from him was essentially that the smaller class sizes within his programs meant or equated to the fact that he really got that personalized help from his teachers, as well as the student connections were stronger. So his peers and his classmates, he was able to develop those friendships and relationships further, but also being able to access your teacher. You're not necessarily going into a lecture hall of 300-400 students where you're going to be a number. You're going into a classroom where every day you can say hello to a familiar face. They may ask you about your family, your friends, what's happening in your life. They want to get to know you and also to see you succeed through the 4 years of their program. And so with that being said, this is just one student. I think that if we had the opportunity to sit down with all of our students and also showcase them on today's presentation, that in itself would be a full hour. So I want to thank you again for listening to Sergio's story. And last but not least, I want to chat very briefly about a really unique offering with the Lakehead-Georgian programs. We are very proud to have one of Canada's top international entrance scholarships here at Lakehead University. But through the partnership program, we also are very proud of our International Visionary Award. And so for our students that are between a 75 and over for our academic average at a Canadian equivalent, you're actually eligible for a $4,000 Canadian International Visionary Award, which is amazing because it applies directly to that first year academic expenses. And it can be coupled with our international entrance scholarships, which are in that second column here. The best news, I think, is actually that for students that fall between the 70 and 74.9 range, you are also eligible for that International Visionary Award. And you might be questioning, what does that look like in terms of a breakdown? So between $4,000 all the way up to $14,000 in your very first year. And for our top academic achievers and scholars, you also have the opportunity to renew your entrance scholarships at either $7,500 or $10,000, depending on what level you entered at. And of course, you do have a few requirements there related to your academic average. On that note, I want to thank you again for joining us. This does conclude our formal presentation on Lakehead-Georgian. Thank you for checking out today's video. If you have any questions, you can always comment below. Stay connected and follow us on our social media channels to stay informed about upcoming webinars and get an insider sneak peek of Lakehead University. See you next time.